Advocacy for greater involvement of women in politics has always been at the front burner in Nigeria. Now, especially against the background of scanty women representation, that's very low at various levels of government. But then, every electioneering season presents itself that opportunity for women to get involved in politics and also seek elective positions through various political parties. 2019 is here. The general elections are just close by, a matter of weeks. Now, how have the women fared in terms of participation and all-round inclusion in the electoral process? What are their chances as candidates? And even for some other opportunities that will be coming their way. Will there be likely improvement in the representation of women going forward? So much questions, really. But this is our focus on Nigeria today. Welcome to the program. I'm Blessing Abu. In the studio to discuss Nigerian women and 2019 elections is a frontline female politician, former Deputy Governor of Plateau State, Mrs. Pauline Tallen. Welcome to the program, ma'am.
Good evening.
Also seated in the studio there is Dr. Betty Nadi. She's a member of the All Progressive Congress Presidential Campaign Council on Women and Youth. Welcome to the program, Doctor.
Good evening.
Yes, I'd like to start with the frontline politician, no doubt. You are one as well, and I know all the different hurdles she had to cross also for like minds like her that have traversed the terrain, the political terrain. We still have this lowest representation. Now it is the lowest, even on the continent. How is this of a concern to you, ma'am?
It's really sad. It's true that we have a very low representation of women in politics, which shouldn't be the case, because women are the heart, they are the engine of any election. You go out on election day, you have women come out, even in the rain, even in the hot sun, with their babies on their back to vote. Women are always committed in anything they are doing. If you are to count the votes of women in every election, you'll agree with me that women are the majority of the voters. That cannot be contested. But unfortunately, women have not been given their rightful place. They've not been given the opportunity and the chance to really put in their best. And it is sad. Looking at the whole African continent, we're the lowest. But we are going to the next level. And we believe, we've had a chat with Mr. President, and Mr. President has assured us under our great party, the APC, that as we move to the next level, he has assured us of greater women participation.
Okay.
Because he believes that, yes, women are we constitute over 80% women and youth. Well, and that's why our advocate, the wife of the president, is chairing and leading the Women and Youth presidential campaign. And we are the one moving the train.
I'm glad you raised the part of that 80%. That's a great fraction to actually, at least in the composition of things. Yeah. Why are we not using this number to our advantage? Dr. Nadi.
Actually, thank you, Blessing. It's very unfortunate, really. You know, this issue of women in politics, women's participation in politics, is always coming up when election is coming. And it's been addressed by different women rights advocates. They've been advocating for better participation of women in governance. But it hasn't worked out, really. All we've done, like Pauline said, is what we've got is, well, maybe we're made a woman leader, deputy woman leader, maybe welfare officers, or at the best, deputy governor.
Is that the best we can be?
At the best, that's what we've got so far.
But is that the best women can be?
Well, we can do better. We can do better. But like she said, fortunately, our advocate, the wife of the only wife of the president of Nigeria, not one wife, not the only wife, who from the strategic room, aka the other room, has actually put together a formidable team. That's the women and the youth campaign team for the president. And like she said also, the president had promised us that we're going to have participation. More participation than we've ever had before. And I think we start from there.
Okay, across broad, Dr. Nadi and of course Mrs. Talent, let's take a look at some of those reasons that had actually be they in the past or presently what you're seeing. Because if you must get what Mr. President is going to be giving you under his party, across other parties, let's even see where we have failed to actually marshal our points or to even actually come forward. Well, I know several of you have been coming out, okay, this is what we want, but somehow we now get the shorter end of the stick. What are those reasons that have been advanced, whether known to you women or the men have actually pointed out? Because like they will tell you even that women are their own greatest enemies.
Well, I don't believe that women are their greatest enemies. It's always we should move. We've passed that stage, even among the men. A lot of men disagree with each other, but the problem mainly is within the party structure.
So what is in a structure that is not...
The structure does not favor women, because all the elections for the party structure, as she rightly said, no opportunities is given to women to hold strategic offices like chairman of the party, like deputy chairman, or national secretary of the party. These are the key offices. National treasurer, national key positions. Party chairman, you can hardly see the ruling party or any big party giving that position to a woman. And because they are the ones, it is a party structure that decides during the primaries. And we are talking about elective offices, because it is the elective offices like more women in the National Assembly, more women in the House of Assembly, more women as chairmen of local governments, more women as governors, or name it. Decision-making offices, legislative offices where decisions on law that affects women and children will be taken. So the party is not favorable to women. And I believe as we move to the next level, the president has the power to do the needful to be able to compensate women.
But must we wait? Must the women wait until it's another election year? The electoral process, it's not just something that just falls on you in a particular day. So why haven't women been able to... Yes, I know they've been pushing in the past, but I still get back to some of those reasons.
Yes.
Yes, you said some of those elective positions because of the structure. What other things have been advanced where you can...
Actually...
well, you're good enough for this post, but certainly not this one. What?
Well, it's boiled down to money. Women don't have the money to go into politics. It's very expensive now. So that's why I'm appealing to Nigerian women to support this next level. Okay, because the agenda of the APC to fight corruption, insurgency, and an economy. You know? And these are the three main things that will actually affect we women. Because if you're in the same position with a man, he gets more money. Maybe you're on the same salary, you earn the same thing. He gets more money, he does more things than you. Because he gets money some other ways, which we don't know how to do it. But when we fight corruption, then there's a level playing ground for all of us. That's one. And then if you remove violence, because she probably contested last time, and they chased her out violently, if you remember. You know? So if you remove violence, women can compete. So insurgency and violence go together. So if you remove that, then the economy, if the economy is working well, women will have a better position to be in a better position to contest. So I think the main problem we have is the monetary aspect of it. That's
the
it. Financial muscle is not there. They don't have it. And why don't we have it? Because the corruption is in the air. We need to fight corruption so we can now be able to play a level. Without the money, the men can't compete with us.
Okay. So let's take a look at beyond, okay, let's assume we now have the support, like you're calling, that is being offered the women this time around. But then when we have credible women candidates, when we have good representation out there, isn't it possible for the women to pull resources together, no matter how little you think you have? Then look out for the support of those men who think and believe in such women. Is there a disconnect in having something like that?
Those are the strategies we're now looking at. because we have to plan ahead. Those are the strategies, because certainly money plays a very vital role. But again, corruption is what is dragging us back. Until we fight corruption to a standstill. But at least there's a change in the politics from what we are seeing now, because this is the first time in the history of Nigeria that presidential election is just kicking off within a short space. Years back, we spent months, about 5 months, campaigning, wasting money, using heavy. This campaign, we're not using money. And that is because it's completely a paradigm shift. Mr. President is bringing a new lease as far as campaign is concerned. And if we move along this trend, there's hope. And that's why we are calling on women to support Mr. President so that there'll be hope for the future.
But how easy
and as mothers, for all the good things he has done, I mean, the school feeding program, the Empower, all the achievement, most of the things that Mr. President has done is for our children. Okay. And mothers are always, our dream, our prayers is always to see that our children excel or triumph. And as long as the plans and programs of Mr. President is for a better future for our children, we definitely need to keep
I'm still with you, ma'am. Now, you said there is the gradual shift from, okay, money has to be the basis for us campaigning or for supporting this one. How is it resonating with the people out there? For these are people already used to, okay, if you bring rapper this way, we're coming to dance at your campaign. If you bring the salt this way, if you bring the other kind of seasoning, these are women, these are people already used to seeing such things. So how is the story resonating with them that, okay, really there's nothing to bring, nobody's going to vote for you?
It is. So far, that is the trend. And I'm trusting God that people should be able to vote based on their conscience and based on the achievements of Mr. President. We are not going out, since we started the campaign, we've not gone out to share out anything. And even the rappers, even the members of the campaign team, not all. So only the few, either the women leaders or the rappers are not even enough to go around. So it's to tell you it's a paradigm shift. Okay. The spread of money, campaign materials is not there.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
It's not happening.
You've not seen?
No, we've not seen. And it's not happening. We are in it, and we've not seen. And we believe that the good works of the Mr. President is what we're using to campaign.
Okay. All right. Let's get to where the women can now stand on their own. Yeah. Beyond what Mr. President is going to be offering, let's hope at least Mrs. Stalin will be okay. She's now the chairman of APC, maybe the next one. So let's take a look at what other kind of things the women should be looking out for when even trying to support one of their own. What stops you from becoming the governor of your state?
Well, I tried once. I tried once. And
what happened? You got your fingers burned?
Well, I'll try again.
So what exactly should they be looking for? Or if you were to even support another candidate, what should we as women be looking for?
Well, you should be looking for the right person.
And who is this right person?
Integrity,
what makes the person right?
Honesty. You know, it's that's why politics is from the grassroots, and we know ourselves at the grassroots level. You know who is who. You know who you shouldn't vote for and who you should vote for. You know who you should look up to. And like Pauline and I and a few of us are now beginning to mentor the younger ones to put them right. You know, so they see integrity is important. You know, and honesty. They want to see that I can follow. They want mentoring. They want to be like you. They want to follow you. You know, so that's what they're looking for now. You know, and that's what we are trying to do. We are trying to encourage the young ones coming after us. So we want to mentor them. You know, and I want to say again that I give it to the First Lady, the only wife of the President, Dr. Aisha Buhari, for strategically putting together this women and youth, campaign team. You know. I think it's a masterpiece.
Okay. All right. When we return from this break, ladies, what we are going to be looking at aspect of mentoring, like you've already pointed out, and what more as women participate in politics come 2019. Of course, we're already in 2019. The elections are just around the corner. What should the women be doing differently for effective participation and also the support, the kind of support they need? That'll be after this break. You're watching Nigeria Today. We'll be right back to continue our outlook on Nigerian women and 2019 elections.
The Nigerian Television Authority News 24 channel, your dependable all-round news station, offering you world-class news programs, documentaries, spotlights, promos and information highlights. Take advantage of our network reach and advertise your interest, goods and services with us. NTA News 24, first on equals with digital broadcasting. You can reach us on channel 21 terrestrial TV and channel 101 on the Star Times platform. For more inquiries, please call Henry on 0803 379 0884. Join us today.
Welcome back. If you just tuned in, the program is Nigeria Today, and our outlook is on Nigerian women and the participation in the 2019 elections. I still have my guests seated, Mrs. Pauline Talen, a former Deputy Governor of Plateau State, and also a frontline politician. Yes. Also with her is Dr. Betty Nadi, member APC Presidential Campaign Council on Women and Youth. Okay, ladies, we talked about aspects of mentoring. Yes, there will appear to be that gap still between the older female politicians, or at least women in politics, and those upcoming one who want to see the role models in these women. How have they been able to cross such hurdles? What are the greatest difficulties that they must confront as they come into politics?
Well, the challenges are enormous, but I keep encouraging them that you don't give up. You must identify it with the grassroots, because every politics is local. It's local. And once you identify with the people at the grassroots, you identify with them at good times, at bad times. Any ceremony happening within your community, identify with them. During funerals, you identify with them. Share the little you can, share in their concerns. Because in every community, there are unique problems that confronts every community. Share in the discussions and finding ways to solve them. Once you've given them that hope and they see that you share in their concerns.
Are they meeting with likely women still in such communities, or just anyone? Who should they meet?
No, there are women leaders of different organizations. Okay. We have the National Council of Women's Society, the umbrella organization of all women.
Representative, and that's
of course we have them right at the local government level, and within the local government we have associations of different groups, religious groups, cultural association groups, different, and these are associations that discuss the needs, the worries of their community, of the people. And once you identify, you first of all identify with your own and identify with the umbrella body. That leadership quality should start at the grassroots. Once you show those instincts, they
have your
hope, they believe, your backup, and then they look up to you.
Okay, could it be that Dr. Nadi, you did not have the support of those at the grassroots level, and they turned their back on you when you tried out your hands in politics?
No. It was the primaries at the primary level, and most of them don't take part in the primary. It wasn't direct.
You were not
primaries.
frequent at home.
No, I'm there. I'm very much at home, you know, and you care for their welfare. You know, I used to be a bank manager there, so I was quite known there, you know. But when it gets to the primaries, because it wasn't direct primaries, you know, so they have to choose people, delegates, and that's where money comes in as well. It was money then, you know.
So would you be trying out your hands on something new this election?
Time will tell.
Time will tell. The time is close by.
Not this time anyway.
No, okay, not this time. So you're re-strategizing for the time being. Now, a peep into the number of registered voters published recently by INEC showed that out of the approximately 84 million voters, 52.85 are male, while 47% are female. So close, but But then, the representation is still not what you expect it to be. What does this reveal about women's participation, really? And how do we use this number to advantage? Dr. Naji.
Yes, actually the participation is not there, you know, but that's why we're that's why we're going around, door to door, house to house, trying to get them to come out and participate. And we're hopeful that somehow they will listen to us.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, so let's see how we can actually push this further. Come this just some weeks to the elections, and I'm sure there's a woman out there that's okay. Well, they are telling us this, but how do we begin to do it differently? And I'm sure whether for the APC, for other parties that are, will be watching this moment, they want to see how they can actually use this number of these women to actually shore up those votes at the polls. Yeah. How do we begin to maximize that, Mrs. Stalin?
Well, the women are always the willing voters. In every election, women and youths are always the willing voters. And where you see a woman is committed and willing to go out, she just doesn't go out alone. She goes out with her children. She persuades her husband to even come out. So women are very strategic in every political.
So what kind of support should they be seeking? Whether from the home, because you just mentioned there are husbands who will say, you can't do that, not in my house, not under my roof. Well, so how do they conquer that?
You see, women are the greatest strategists. Women, once they believe in something, they go out all for it. And if women believe in something and they are committed to it, they will definitely find a way out. They know how to convince their husbands, they know how to convince the children. So having the women, it's, I must say without mincing words that the last election was won because of the commitment and total support of women of Nigeria through the campaign structure of the wife of the president.
So enhancing the democratic process in Nigeria, where should the role of the woman be for us to advance beyond what we have presently? Definitely,
there must be a shift. There must be a change, because the rate we are going, definitely the woman has not been given that rightful place. But our participation in the voting of this coming election will make a lot of difference. We believe we've discussed this, and Mr. President has given us his words. He has assured us that this next level is a period of consolidation, and he is assuring that it will be better for women. Okay. So we believe and we trust him.
We share the same view.
And we have a mother there who is our advocate, the First Lady.
All right. So once your advocate is leading, what other things would you be demanding from women also to actually follow suit?
Loyalty. They should be loyal and committed. Commitment. We're asking for commitments. Okay. You know, and they do that because if you are convinced, and we try to convince them. Well, a lot of women are sold anyway. They're sold.
Okay. All right. We must go now. And I know that one last word, because people will still come around to entice the women, to want to kind of induce them with one form of goodie or the other. This is an opportunity to tell them, once they do that, democracy is no longer what it is.
Exactly.
Mrs. Stalin.
Well, our best bet is the achievements of Mr. President. And what we have on the table is what we are selling out to the women. And being mothers of the nation, we are calling on all women to come out, because your vote is your power. Okay. Refusing to come out to vote, you are worsening the situation. So come out, your vote makes a difference. Every vote counts. We are appealing to Nigerian women. Every woman should come out, because your vote is what will determine the future of Nigeria and the future of our children and those yet unborn. So come out and do that. Thank you.
Okay. Well, like she said, we're appealing to our women to come out to vote, because that's because we want to go to the next level for posterity, for our children, because like I said, it's our opportunity. 2019 is the women's opportunity to move forward.
And forward we must move now, because that is a wrap on the discussion this evening. I'd like to appreciate frontline female politician and former Deputy Governor of Plateau State, Mrs. Pauline Tallinn. Thank you very much for coming on the program. Also, Dr. Betty Nadi, member APC Presidential Campaign Council on Women and Youth. Thank you. We appreciate your insight on the program this evening.
Thank you, Bessie.
And that's it on Nigeria Today. We thank you for watching. Remember, you can watch this edition or any other edition of Nigeria Today online. That's at youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. My name is Blessing Abu. Enjoy the rest of the day.